Okay, this guy is an oxygen sensor. This is only a one-wire oxygen sensor, simple type, switching zirconia type. It goes into the exhaust system and it tells the engine computer if we're running rich or lean. Now, one easy way that we have come up with to tell that is that we've put together a little black box here which has some circuitry on the inside and lights up these LEDs to tell the driver if the engine is running rich, the red one will go on, or lean, the green one will go on, or if it's cycling back and forth in closed loop the way it's supposed to most of the time, in which case the lights go up and down, red to green. Now this is how the oxygen sensor might be installed on a vehicle, where it's below the exhaust manifold and above the catalytic converter, and it's going to tell the computer the rich and leanness of the fuel based on a voltage that it sends out to the ECU. Okay, this is one of our oxygen sensor display boards where it'll be hooked up to the red wire is battery positive, the black wire is earth, and the green wire will go to the voltage at the O2 sensor. And we can see with this power supply here that when the voltage is, you see, at 0, then the green light's on, and as you go above 0.2 volts, then the yellow light goes on. I go above about 0.6 volts, and now the red light lights up here. So a normal oxygen sensor would cycle below 0.2, above 0.6 or 0.7, and it would go back and forth like this, and we can see the voltage that occurs here. So I just started this car here. You can see the yellow LED is lit. It's not warmed up yet. It's got the bias voltage coming down from the computer to give it a middle volts. So then when it starts to go into closed loop, it will start to cycle up and down, and the computer can know it's in closed loop. So we will start to see this as it warms up. There it starts to go a little bit rich, and so it's cycling yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red. Eventually it'll go down into the green, and we'll start to see. Okay, we can see that this one here is cycling. It's warmed up at idle, cycling rich, lean, going down to the green, up to the red. I rev this one up a little bit, and it is starting to cycle a little faster as we get the revs up. So it'll cycle a little faster. Now notice this engine has warmed up pretty quickly, and at idle you see it cycling rich and lean. Red is rich, green is lean, cycling rich and lean at idle. And if we go up to cruise speed, you notice it'll start cycling much more quickly. So cycling more quickly at cruise speed, so staying in closed loop, listening to the oxygen sensor. But now notice if I go to accelerate, I want to accelerate hard, and notice it goes rich under hard acceleration. Okay? And then when we go back into normal driving, then it goes back into closed loop, and it cycles back and forth. Okay, that's normal. But notice here, if I go into power and I go to accelerate under power, it doesn't go full rich. It's still cycling closed loop under pretty heavy power. So that's interesting. Now, if we have a system that keeps cycling up and down, rich and lean, when it's under full acceleration, what does that tell us? What do you think is going on with this system? Do you think it's got a plugged fuel filter? Or do you think the system is just not designed to run full rich under acceleration? What would you test? What would you test in order to check this out?